What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys, back yet again. More Halo Wars 2 and YAPYAP DLC leader news for you. We're going to jump right into this quick short video. We're going to cover the Blitz cards that we're going to see in the upcoming release. Still no official release date for YAPYAP, but it should be sometime next week. We're really hoping it's going to be early. We have a video up on the channel already. It talks through all the multiplayer leader powers, units, their upgrades as well. So if you haven't seen that, go check out. But Methane Wagon, going to be one of the new units we're seeing. Produces a methane cloud, which buffs friendly grunts and debuffs enemy units. So pretty interesting. Additionally, we have a Y ability here that shoots a shell that temporarily produces a methane cloud. So it's a pretty interesting unit at 70 energy. The fact that it doesn't look like it does very good damage against anything is going to be something to watch out for. So we have a shade drop as a deploy power here. We're going to get multiple small turrets in the multiplayer side of it. We see 4 of those. It'll be interesting to see how long those last and how many we actually get, but should be a pretty good unit power for us here. Grunt Dome, another power coming in at 100 energy, drops a temporary shield that produces temporary tower that produces a shield. Excuse me. Pretty interesting. Going to be great for point defense in Blitz. Really interesting to see how long that will last. Grunt Goblin, the thing we're all here for. Now this says Grunt Goblins, so interestingly enough, in the multiplayer you get 3 of these when you spawn them in. They have a Y ability, which is Grunt Hustle, which heals nearby units, increases their speed, and makes grunts, the grunt units, briefly invulnerable. So really interesting. Obviously this leader is all focused on the spam of infantry, tons of grunts, and these guys are going to be a big component of that. We also see rush coming in for leaders, which I'm always a fan of, especially for these high energy costing ones. It'll be interesting to see how many of those we get when we play that. My assumption would be either 1 or 3, but sometimes I've been wrong, so we might settle somewhere in the middle. So here we have the heavy grunts. Again, sticking with this grunt theme, these guys are actually going to be really cool. They have a Y ability which fires an EMP round, stunning enemy vehicles and aircraft, coming in at 40 energy and decent against everything. It'll be interesting to see how much health these guys have, but if they react pretty similarly to they did in multiplayer, I think these guys have a capability with some of the other grunt units that the Banish has the capability to include, could be quite good. Now, it's going to be interesting to note, we're going to see a lot of spam, a lot of smaller units with YAPYAP, and the best strategy that I can see just moving forward immediately is going to be blast as well as good targeted leader powers. So it'll be interesting to see the strategies that get built with and against YAPYAP. Grunt Riders is another unit coming in, again another low cost unit at 50 energy. These guys are anti-infantry and anti-building units. They have a ram ability very much like choppers, so pretty interesting. They also have the capability, the grunts on the back will throw grenades, so they do have some ranged attack. I imagine these guys are going to be kind of like the tankier version of the grunt, obviously having the brute. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Gonna be definitely interesting to see how these guys fold into the mix. But again, a lot of units in this lower tier, especially when you consider what the Banish still has available. And one more unit after this that we will see that didn't get highlighted really at all, but definitely specific to, and I think going to be an important piece in Blitz, is going to be the unstable jump brutes. So not only do these guys, when they jump, drop trip mines as they slam into the ground, which are then triggered by ground units, they also have blast. So real quick short look at that. Gonna be really interesting leader that we'll have, so it's gonna be awesome to see. Can't wait for this to release. Still no specific release date, but stay tuned to the channel. I'm Doc, the Average Gamer Guys. Thanks for watching.